In the Roman Republic's military structure, the Triarii served as the army's final defensive line, composed of its most seasoned and well-equipped soldiers. They functioned as the legion's strategic reserve, deployed in moments of critical need. This formation was introduced to enhance the efficiency of Rome's military tactics, replacing the rigid Etruscan-style phalanx with a more adaptable system, suited to the challenging terrain of central Italy. The Triarii likely evolved from the earliest class of soldiers in Rome's archaic army, those drawn from the wealthiest citizens, who fought with spears and large shields. Their organization mirrored that of the Greek hoplites, who engaged in compact, heavily armed formations. However, this strategy revealed its limitations when faced with adversaries such as the Samnites and Gauls, who relied on mobile and unpredictable tactics. It was during the military reforms led by Marcus Furius Camillus in the 4th century BC that the Triarii assumed a distinct role within the Roman legion. Under this new system, the legions were instructed into different ranks of soldiers, classified primarily by wealth and combat experience. The Triarii, as the elite infantry, occupied a position just beneath the cavalry, equites, in terms of social standing and armament. By the late 3rd century BC, Roman military tactics underwent changes to address the challenges posed by adversaries such as the Carthaginians. During the Second Punic War, 218 to 201 BC, it became evident that the traditional system, which classified soldiers based on wealth, was no longer effective. This led to the emergence of a new organizational structure, emphasizing combat experience and age instead. In this revised system, described by the Greek historian Polybius, the Triarii were no longer solely the wealthiest soldiers, but rather the most seasoned veterans within the legion. This shift was crucial, as the Triarii played a pivotal role in maintaining the army's cohesion during the most critical phases of battle. As the elite heavy infantry, the Triarii were armed with advanced weaponry for their time. Their primary weapon was the hasta, a spear roughly 2 meters in length used to reinforce the front line and strike enemies from a distance. Additionally, they carried a gladius, a short sword measuring about 84 centimeters, ideal for close combat if their spear broke or the enemy advanced too close. Their equipment also included large round shields, known as clipias, offering extensive protection, and bronze helmets, often decorated with feathers to enhance their imposing presence. From the 3rd century BC onward, they transitioned to using the scutum, which provided better defense and was more suited for legionary formations. Their armor typically comprised metal breastplates or chainmail, ensuring a strong defense without severely restricting mobility. For the Triarii, tradition and symbolism were vital, leading many to paint or engrave images of their ancestors onto their shields, believing this would bring them fortune in battle. Following the reforms of Camillus, the Roman legion was divided into 3 primary infantry ranks. 1. The Hastati, the youngest and least experienced soldiers, forming the first battle line. 2. Principes, more seasoned warriors with superior equipment, positioned in the second line. 3. Triarii, the most experienced fighters, stationed in the rear as a tactical reserve. In battle, the Triarii were only deployed when the situation became dire. Combat commenced with the Hastati engaging the enemy, attempting to break their ranks. If they failed, they would fall back, allowing the Principes to take over. If the Principes also faltered, then the Triarii would enter the fight. The involvement of the Triarii signaled the battle's decisive moment, as they were the last recourse before a complete defeat. This crucial role gave rise to the Latin phrase rem ad triarios redice, meaning it has come down to the Triarii, an expression used to describe situations reaching a critical point. The Punic Wars tested Rome's military strategies, with the Triarii playing a vital role in multiple engagements. One significant example was their involvement in the Battle of the Great Plains, 203 BC, where the Roman general Publius Cornelius Scipio, later known as Scipio Africanus, altered standard tactics. Instead of keeping the Triarii in reserve, he deployed them in a flanking maneuver, surprising the Carthaginians and securing a crucial victory. Another notable engagement was the Battle of Zama, 202 BC, the final confrontation between Scipio and the Carthaginian commander Hannibal Barca. In this battle, Scipio restructured his formation by creating openings between his ranks to neutralize Hannibal's war elephants. After this phase, he repositioned the Triarii and Principes in the center, while the Hastati guarded the flanks. This tactical adjustment ensured that the Triarii played a key role in the decisive phase of the battle, contributing to Rome's ultimate triumph over Hannibal. Despite their prominence during the Punic Wars, the Triarii began to decline in importance toward the late century BC, as Rome entered new threats, including conflicts with Germanic tribes and internal strife. The increasing need for a professional army led to the military reforms of Gaius Marius in 107 BC, which fundamentally reshaped the structure of the legion. Marius's reforms abolished the traditional division of hastati, principes, and triarii. In their place, the army was restructured into a force of professional soldiers, equipped uniformly, regardless of age or experience. The transformation made the Roman military more adaptable and efficient, but marked the end of the triarii as a distinct unit. With this shift, Rome increasingly relied on specialized auxiliary forces, which assumed roles previously held by the triarii and other now defunct units. Nevertheless, the triarii left a legacy in Roman military history, remembered as the steadfast warriors who held the line when all else had failed. If you found this exploration of their significance interesting, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one.